Here you go. Here's some more video that I took of the fire June 22nd, 2016. This here, basically right here, this is part of Fort Dix. And as you can see, it's my house. And this is all Fort Dix here. Like I said, there's the house. And this is Fort Dix property right here. Basically right up here where this tree is. See this big white oak? That's where their line starts. And there's the fire. This was the main part of the fire, was basically straight up, and I'm guessing in here on the right, this is all swamp. This is what they call the main swamp. Well, this is what they call the swamp. This is what they're saying that died the fire down, what put the fire to the ground. Up further, I guess, and I haven't taken a walk up there yet, but I will. Up here further and to the left, I believe that's where the fire was probably bigger. There was more dead wood up there from the gypsy moth years ago. It killed all the white oaks, and there was just trees everywhere on top of each other that died. It was just like the woods was dead up there. It was primed for, I guess, a fire, as you could say, maybe. And then it crossed over here into this main swamp, and they're saying that that's what helped put the fire down to the ground. Actually, I guess they were saying it was up high over here to the left, and then when the wind shifted it towards this swamp right here, the fire died down, or I guess you could say just went down to the ground basically. And this is right here, this is where, right down this line here, this is all like backfire. This is where they did a lot of backfire in here to the main fire down in the swamp. There used to be houses all up in here in the 30s. Fort Dix took some property, some houses back in the late 30s, early 40s to expand their base, their military base, which was Camp Dix and then became Fort Dix. Anyhow, they took a lot of property. There was 4 or 5 houses back through here, some up further. And when they took all the property, this is where they stopped. Ours was the last house, my grandfather's house. This is where they stopped. They left him back here all by itself. Like I said, in the early 40s, probably late 30s. There was a house right in here. That was the last house they took, was right in here. I believe my father said Cecil Herbert lived right in here. Anyhow, like I said, that was the last house that they left. That was the last. This is where they stopped taking the property, and that was the last house that they didn't take. And this is the worst fire I've ever seen since I've lived here, since 1963. And basically, it looks like all the fire's on the right here, but I'm not sure how much further up. It could be some on the left. The fireman told me there was some spots that went to the left, but I guess the wind basically took it to the right, but there were some spots that went to the left. They put them out. As you can see, it looks pretty hot. It was pretty hot in there. And there you go, there's an old Fort Dix sign. I don't know what that no trespassing means. I'm just kidding. There's one other thing I want to show you up here. As you can see, what they did here. They made this road right here all around through here. This road wasn't here 4 days ago. This road right here was not here. The fire service made this road. Fort Dix McGuire, the New Jersey Forest Fire Service. When they want to get to a fire, you can see, they get to it. They made this road. Like I said, it's pretty hot over here. As you can see, this is one thing I wanted to show you. They put caution tape around this old foundation here. Like I said, this was a house. This might have been the last house that they took. I could be wrong, but I thought there was one more closer to the house. But this was definitely, as you can see, where the house was right here. And if you can see my house through the woods right over there. I believe this is where Cecil Herbert lived. My dad was telling me. And like I said, they put caution tape all around the foundation here, so nobody falls in it, I guess. I'm the only one probably would fall in it, I guess. But it just goes to show that they're looking out on just about everything. There's one more thing here that I want to show you. I'm sure they know about it. There you go. As you can see, there's an old well. There's the foundation over there. There's the old well. And like I said, they put caution tape all around it. I know for a fact that that well is pretty much filled in, because since I was a kid, I know it, because I think I played in that damn well before. I've even that well is pretty well packed solid with that dirt that you see in there. This is, you know, like I said, they did a good job. I mean, at least anything they found, I guess they taped it off. And there you go. That whole swamp right there has been burnt. You can see the old bottles burned up here. Yeah, it looks like it was pretty hot out in here. All the trees there are all burnt to the top, just about them small oaks. Yeah, it looks like she was pretty hot right in here. They sure did make a nice road for me for later on use. Yep, they did one hell of a job putting this fire out, I tell you that. And there's the road that leads up on the government. And like I said, all this on the right here's a swamp. And I'm not going to go up any further. This basically just tries to give you an idea how close you got to my house, and the good job that they did putting it out. And as you can see, the deer have already been around. The deer have already been out since the fire. There'll be a lot of nice green grass in here for the deer and other animals. Shouldn't take long for a nice green grass to come up. Well, it's a good thing there still wasn't a house there today, wasn't it? Like I said, that house has probably been gone since the early 40s, late 30s, I believe, when they took the property. I'm not exactly sure on the date, but it was definitely early 40s, late 30s. Looked like they had a tight spot right here, somebody did. As you can see, they rub the trees pretty good with their trucks getting in here, but nothing wasn't going to stop them. So there's the fire break. That leads down to, if you watch the other video that I posted, that leads down to the cranberry bog around to the left there. You go to the left, that takes you down to the cranberry bog towards the trailer park, and your swamp would be on your left. They basically just surround this whole, they just basically surrounded this whole swamp with this trench here, and the road over here on the left, which was their other fire break. Basically this whole road that they made, well, on the other side of that blockade there, that was already a road, but as you could tell when I looked down it, they had widened it with a dozer or whatever. And there's the house. I was told by one fireman that when he first came back here, when he looked up here, when he first got here around 2:30, he told me he was pointing over this way. He said there was a column of fire headed right toward your house. And he said it didn't look good. But they did their job, and they know what they're doing, and they did one hell of a job putting it out. Alright, that's just a little bit of, tell you a little bit what happened on Wednesday with the fire right here. Alright.